Just got in the stand here. It's a new stand, I haven't hunted yet. Just got up in the tree. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, pretty windy, and saw a buck down here in the brush, and just about the time I got the binoculars up to get on him, they started, another buck and him started to fight. They had a pretty good little shoving match going there for a little while. I bailed out of the tree and tried to get close, but of course just about the time I got down there they split up and walked off into the brush there. But looked like a couple of pretty good bucks. 15th of November, so I guess it's that time. But we're gonna sit here this afternoon. Maybe one of them will come back by, but that's pretty exciting stuff right there. Well, finally got situated in the tree here. Actually had another buck, fairly decent little buck, come by while we were putting up our camera and stuff. But I'm just wondering if there wasn't a hot doe that run through here, and that's what them two bucks were fighting about, obviously. And this little buck was kind of on the trail too, or whatever. So pretty windy. Stand's kind of squeaking a little, but hopefully the deer are used to that by now. But what this is, it's real thick back in here, right in the heart of the bedding area. So we're gonna hunt this a few times. Haven't been in here yet. Like I said, 15th of November, and obviously there's a bunch of deer in here, so supposed to be pretty good next few days. So we'll probably sit here a couple times anyway. But no horizontal rub here, but just pretty close quarters if we get a shot, I think. So we'll probably be right under the tree if one walks by. But so we'll see what happens. But there's been that closest horizontal rub. We kind of got one on each side of it, and there's been big bucks on both of them. So I know there's bucks, shooter bucks in here. So we'll hunt it a while and see what we see, but should be a good spot. Wow. Well, how about that? Is that really nice tall tine 10-pointer that we actually had on the rub there, just up the ridge here a little ways. I don't know, he was close here evidently. I just saw him and actually probably didn't get it on video, but I grunted at him there when he was kind of walking away and hit him a couple times with the grunt call, and he just turned and come right up here, walked right underneath the tree. I had to I had to reposition myself, but he stopped like I mean just right at the bottom of the tree. Was able to get an arrow in him. Looked like a pretty good hit. There's pretty steep downward angle there, but pretty nice buck. And, pretty exciting to see that buck fight there earlier and then have this buck come in there. He was still limping a little bit, but not near as bad as he was there when he walked up to that horizontal rub there. Oh, that's been probably 3 or 4 days ago, but he was right down here in this thick stuff, that's for sure. But he was definitely on looked like a death run. I don't know, I kind of lost track of him. He kind of run down here towards the ditch, but we'll give him a little time and walk down there and see if we can find him. But pretty cool. Exciting times. I got a little bit of blood right here. This is kind of about the last spot we saw him. Kind of going down a cow path here, but not a lot of blood, but at the top of the back hit like that, I don't know. We'll see what we got. We'll follow up a little. Yeah, here's the arrow. I don't know, looked like I got quite a bit of penetration here. I got about, I don't know, that much. You'd have thought that would have got into the top of the lung there. Yeah, you can see where he went under the fence here. Looked like he's still like running full bore right here. So gets pretty thick over here on the other side of the fence. We're just kind of ease in here and see if we can get a general direction he's going before dark here. Well, I think he's like stopped right here. There's pretty good blood around on things. Blood on this tree here. But I'm gonna lose light here pretty quick, so we're gonna ease a little further. Well, like I say, we kind of lost camera light here, but switched over to night shot, I guess. Yeah, he's a pretty good 10-pointer. We'll check him out. Yeah, he went further than I thought. I thought I probably got lungs. I got a lot of penetration into his top, just not bleeding a lot with the top of the back hit like that. But oh, he probably went a couple 100 yards, I suppose. But pretty cool. Definitely that one that was on the rub there. That's just right up here on top of the hill. So I thought with that bum leg, he probably wouldn't, you know, be right in the area here, somewhere pretty close. But pretty cool to get him on that rub a couple times, and he was definitely on the prowl there. So we'll go get some help and get him out of here. But pretty cool. Well, here he is. Went and got a little help. Got my son Luke to help drag him out of here. We don't have too far to go, just a couple of 100 yards up here to the truck, but nice that everything worked out the way it was supposed to. A real cool buck, and nice hunt with them other bucks fighting, and everything. Just a cool afternoon, that's for sure. I just wanted to thank Aaron and Zach and Greg for letting me be a part of the hunting public. I think that's going to be a pretty cool thing with lots of room to grow, that's for sure. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and thanks a bunch. Well, you gotta love November. Woke up this morning and there's actually a buck breeding a doe right outside the front window there or whatever, so that was pretty cool to see him. But anyway, just a quick recap on yesterday's hunt there. This is the horizontal rub that the buck had been using quite a bit. I mean, although I didn't get the buck shot off the rub, I did get quite a bit of intel from the video camera that, the trail camera that's set up on the rub here. Mainly that he was lame more than anything, and I knew he wouldn't be off chasing does in the next county, so I had a suspicion he would be in this thick cover here pretty close, and that kind of prompted us to go down in there a little deeper into the bedding area and set up there yesterday, and it all worked out. You could see that the hunt was a little helter-skelter trying to self-film it all, but that's originally why I started using these horizontal rubs. It just gives the buck something to do, while you're self-filming, in the stand, and it just gives you the buck something to focus his attention on while you're getting the camera on him and the bow drawn and everything like that. Whereas that one yesterday, once I grunted and he come up there, he was looking for, what made the grunt, and it just worked out that he walked right underneath the stand, and I was able to draw the bow and get the camera on him and everything, but it doesn't work that way very often, let me put it that way. So anyway, get a lot of intel off of him. That other big buck that's in the area here, he worked another rub real aggressively over here, about a quarter of a mile, and we checked another rub trail camera there this morning, and he'd actually walked by that rub with his guts hanging out. So, and then another big 8-pointer walked up and started working the rub right behind him. Whether that's the one that gored him or not, I don't know, but I'm sure he's dead in here somewhere pretty close. But anyway, you get a lot of intel off of them and cool trail cam videos, and been a little slow on them here. I mean, they've been working them, but not a lot. Once they get with does, they'll tend to walk right by them and not pay any attention to them here in mid-November. But really the latter part of October, very 1st of November, they'll work them more. That's when I had most of my activity on them this year. So anyway, it was a fun hunt there yesterday, and it worked out nonetheless. So life is good.